one of my first mentors used to say something to me that I say to myself all the time, which is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to or further from my goals? If I ask myself that 20 times a day, it just helps me redirect in the moment to get back on path. And it's super simple. Is what you're doing right now gets you closer to or further from your goals?
And I think if you think that on that every single day and every single moment, is this thought helping me get closer to my goals?
For sure.
Is this action, is the food I'm eating helping me get closer to my goals? Is this conversation helping me get closer? Is me scrolling on social media helping me get closer? Whatever that is, like moment by moment, you can be thinking and asking yourself, is this part of a process that's helping me get closer to transforming my life and having the goals that I want faster?
Yeah.
But most people are on such autopilot that they're not willing to, I guess, brainwash their minds in a positive way to constantly get back on track. Why do you think it's so hard to stay focused on our dreams and goals today more than ever?
Well, because it's not who you are. It's not who you've ever been. It's outside of your comfort zone. Like when I see a human, I love people. Like I love sitting with somebody and thinking to myself as I'm speaking to them, I wonder what their childhood was like. I wonder what their relationship with their parents are like. I wonder what their relationship with their wife is like. Because all we are as adults we're just a set of patterns that we learn from childhood. And so like if you meet somebody, one of the things that I think is important is if you meet somebody and you're like, I don't agree with them, there's a pretty good chance that if you had the exact same life that they did, you would be exactly the same that they are. Which means I can change myself at any moment just by changing my patterns and my thoughts. One of the hardest things that I think people really need to dive into is like, what is the identity that they have in themselves? Like, who do they think they are? And so, going back to what we were talking about, like there was definitely times in my childhood, and I don't know if you said it before, where like we thought we were dumb. And that thought alone, especially from a child, 8, 9, 10 years old, is like, I am dumb. I am like, I'm a stupid kid and I don't understand it. So then I would sit there in class and the teacher would teach something and I'm like, yeah, this isn't going through. Like this isn't, and it must not be going through because I'm dumb. And so I'm actually reinforcing that at every single moment.
When does that pattern break?
It, for a lot of people, it never does. Like if someone's listening, the good thing is if someone's listening to this podcast, there's been a moment in their life where they've gone, yeah, I don't like this anymore. Like there must be something else. Because for most people, they're still in the patterns that you meet. And that's one thing that's really important. Like I was driving yesterday and, I was driving past a lot of homeless people and I was like, man, that's so sad because I just wonder what happened in their childhood. Like I'm never judging anybody. I mean, my dad was kind of homeless for a little while and in and out of jail. And so I never look at somebody and judge them, but I look at them and I'm like, I wonder what patterns and things happen to them to get them to where they are. And I think everyone just needs to become aware of the patterns that they have. So you say autopilot. There's a study that Harvard did that found about 48% of what we do is autopilot. Like we wouldn't even think about it.
48%.
48%. So half of what we do in the day is just I'm just going through the actions.